September 5th, 2020. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And on today's show, I have the running back for the Naugatuck Greyhounds, Ethan Garcia, a.k.a. the Muscle Hamster. Garcia, it's great to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
I really do appreciate you coming on with the circumstances that, the news that came out yesterday with there being no football this year. There will not be any spring football, according to what the CIAC said a couple weeks ago about if football is not played in the fall, it won't be played in the spring. But I know you reached out to me. You have very strong feelings about there not being football, how it affects Naugatuck, and the floor is all yours, Garcia.
It hurts a lot, for all of us. Me, this is my last year. This was the last year to prove something, to put in the work, and all of us have been working hard with the new, with everything that's happened to Naugatuck. It has feeling a little bit uneasy, but everybody came together and everything was looking so good in practice. We were ironing everything out. The coaching staff was really good. They pumped us up, and everything was coming together, and they built all this up, and then right when we feel like we got everything together, they just take it away from us. And it's not fair for everybody that everybody that supported us, from our lifts to our coaches that were there for condition and helped build us up. It's not fair for people that wanted to go to college, I had aspirations, and this was their year, especially if they didn't play last year. This was their chance to prove something, to get good film and show everything that they worked for. For juniors, this is their chance to take off, to go to get some good highlights to go into senior year, and I know I didn't have a lot of opportunities last year, and this was really the year to pop. And it's just I seen the people that got injured last year, their senior season ending, and they were just devastated. And I know it's not the same because they were playing, but it doesn't feel real. It's for athletes everywhere. It just everywhere in Connecticut. It's not we want 11 on 11. We don't want 7 on 7. We want our season back, our regular season, just regular season with playoffs, everything. And saw a quote from Kirk Cousins saying, "If I die, I die." And honestly, if I were to die, it would be on the football field, because honestly, that's what we all live for. That's our drive. That's our motive. A lot of people use this relieve stress and just get some steam off. And Mike Nackeel told me that he uses this to get off steam, and it's a great sport, and we need it. And we need it this season, and we need it we need a playoffs, just everything. We just want the full experience back. We don't want no 7 on 7, because that just feels like a consolation compared to the actual season and what I got for the last 3 years. And I don't know, looking at it all now, it just feels like people took it for granted. But I know people have been working, and we've all been working here at Naugatuck. We just been moving. That's just our thing. We're never going to give up, and we're always going to be in it. But
Do you think the emotions that you feel right now are kind of like the tipping point because of what you guys dealt with the last few months, the starting and the stopping and being told one thing and then being told another, and it's like, all right, you're going to play. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, hold on. DPH said no. And then, oh, wait, no, you guys can go practice again because as long as the numbers are down, then everything will be okay. And then it's, oh, wait, yesterday's news came out. Football is no more. Do you think that, the way you're feeling is kind of that bottling up where now the tube is now overflowing?
Yeah, definitely. Because, like I said, we were expecting to play. We were expecting to get a season. We were expecting to play people. We're getting tired of, like, as much as we love each other, we're tired of seeing the same faces, going against the same people, guarding the same people. We want to go against other teams. We want to hammer them in, get out all this waiting. Like, we were starting to get mad, but if they just came out and just flat out said, you're not going to play, I think that would have hit us way less harder than us starting our season, us starting conditioning, us working and working and working, getting the plate down just to get taken away from us.
That's the point right there. I think that's something that I have said since July. And I was telling this to coaches that I talked to the few players that I've been in constant contact with. Just rip the Band-Aid off. If the plan all along was to not play, then why drag it along? And this is a question that I asked Glenn Lungarini, who is the executive director of the CIAC, and did not really have an answer for, which is if the DPH all along was saying about as long as the numbers are down, you can practice and play and whatnot, and then all of a sudden things switched out of nowhere and said, oh, we have a problem with this. The question that I've had is, did the DPH think that if you guys practiced in the summer, that cases would spike, then they'd have to shut everything down, and they could say, we told you so. But cases were dropping with everybody doing what they were doing with practice. So now they had egg on their face, and they had to come up with something like, we can't play football in the fall. And you know what? No more spring either. You can't even do that. Like, that's the question that I have, because I think there's more to it than what we're just seeing in the media, and people are not talking.
Yeah, I don't understand it. We're probably one of the best states when it comes to COVID and handling it. And other high schools, like states and other high schools, they started their season already. They're playing 1, 2, 3 games. Oh, they play like half their season already. And we were about to get helmets today. We were just about to get like our pads. We haven't even hit yet.
I mean, you mentioned about the schools. Utah, I think, was on their 4th game this week. I saw the quarterback from Bloomfield who transferred to Oklahoma to play his senior year. He just finished, I think it was his first game with the team. They're now 2-0, but they were playing football, and I saw some highlights of that and some of the crowd and all that. And again, I don't know if you would agree with this, but I think, looking at two different sides. You look at the Northeast and then you look at the South. The South wasn't really affected by the virus that much when this transpired, and they still really haven't to a certain degree. So I think their thinking is a lot different than ours, which is we had New York, we had some other states who had really high cases. So I think everybody is so hypersensitive where if it's one case, everybody runs around like their hair's on fire. Where down south, it's kind of a different culture, maybe the way football is. I mean, there's so many ways to look at it, but that's just kind of my 2 cents.
Yeah, but, we football players are tough, and we want the CIAC to have the same energy we do, and we want a season no matter what. And obviously we're in great circumstances right now, so why not? Why not have a season?
What if I know that there's been talk, I know Lungarini mentioned this, and I've heard other people too about, and even I've mentioned it as well, about potentially having a combine, just something to be able to get tape and interviews and video and such to schools so players like yourself and others can get opportunities that they were going to get. For you, a bulk of the carries. Or for a player I just talked to from Danbury, who they graduated 2 really good, one going to Wagner, the other one going to Minnesota on the defensive side. So he was going to get a majority of plays on the defensive line. So guys like that. But again, I don't even know if the CIAC is even talking about that.
No, like, I heard that too from my coach. He said, like, there's talks about, like, a combine in Naugatuck, just all the seniors and juniors getting a chance to show off their abilities and what they can do and give some tape to college coaches, because we don't have a lot of film. A lot of us don't have a lot of film to build off of. So that would be a really great opportunity.
It'd be something, it's better than nothing. And I don't know if it's possible. Again, I know every school is different as far as money and what they have and what kind of technology they can use. But I see a lot of, during the quarantine, I saw athletes from freshmen to seniors posting videos, and you could say kind of like highlights, but they were about 3 or 4 minutes long. They were doing a 40-yard dash. They were doing all these other drills. So if they can do it, I mean, it's not like Connecticut's the only one dealing with this virus. It's all around in a different way. So I don't know if colleges are going to be so, because of what's, this is COVID 2020. I think colleges will be a little bit more understanding if there isn't a lot of game film, but they see the effort put in as far as the combine and the interviews if they have that and all this other stuff. I think just from the colleges and the coaches I've talked to, they are welcoming to have anything, because honestly, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, most definitely. I honestly would take anything at this point. Combine. I was thinking, since we don't have any cases, just like if we could have our own, like what we do in the spring, our little spring game, like put on pads, and then there's the Garnet and the Gray team that we go against each other. There would be something.
And Garcia, I really do appreciate you coming on. We've just about run out of time, but I can see the pain. I can see, like I mentioned, just all kind of coming out at once, but it sucks, and we can only hope that the CIAC will, if they can come up with a combine or something to help out you guys. It's better than nothing, but it seems like every day it's always something new. So I don't know if something today's going to come out, something tomorrow, something Monday, something gets leaked, because it seems like everything's getting leaked nowadays. But, just stay strong, man, and I really do appreciate you coming on and sharing your story and your true feelings about how this has affected you and the Naugatuck Greyhounds as well.
Thank you.
I'll wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. And remember, CT stands for Connecticut Talent, and I'm on a journey to find them all. Have a good one, everybody, and be well.